everybody. Welcome in. Bienvenidos. Good to have you here. March
Hello.
Mavericks. I hope yours is going well. Team captains, how is your March going?
Busy. Incredibly busy. It's I feel bad because I've had a really busy month and I'm just struggling to get everything done. And I know that Andy's moved house, so I kind of feel like, what the hell? I mean, it can't be that bad.
Yeah, it's been a pretty chaotic month and a half this week. Just doing all the things. I am one chapter away now from finishing this book. And I so inevitably the book expanded on me. I was hoping it was going to be 2 chapters to wrap it up, but it took 3. So I'm going to finish it on Monday, which makes me so angry because my brain is going to be ruminating on it all weekend. But that's life.
It's that long extended wait where the anticipate, and then you close it out on Monday with patience.
Exactly, with one chapter.
Is this your novel that you're working on?
Yeah.
And do you not work weekends? No, is it just like very clean cut Friday it finishes and you restart Monday?
Well, so if it was a normal weekend, I would 100% be working first thing tomorrow morning to get the book done, to get it off my brain. But we have a trip this weekend. We're quite literally leaving after I stand up from this event. So the chances of me actually getting any kind of time to write this weekend are pretty nil. So I am stuck.
What he's not telling you, of course, is he only actually started writing the book like 2 weeks ago. It's just...
It's an Andy special. It's like a fastball out of the Dodgers. It's just like, you got to be kidding me, man.
Well, I mean, it's 123,000 words as of today, and that just under 2 months of work for that. But then with moving house and conventions and all that kind of stuff.
That's crazy.
Jesus, dude.
It takes me about maybe 9 months to write a book of that size.
Okay, but see, I've read your writing and I know that mine is not on the same. So I'm like, that's fine. If I was going to spend 9 months to write a book, hopefully it would come out as good. So it's a very different sort of writing.
So what are you guys reading? What's the book that you guys are working on right now?
Well, Rob has written a very long book, which I said last week. So I'm still reading. It is still amazing. It hasn't let up at all. Is that let me see. Yeah. Okay, that makes me feel better because
the fancy Kickstarter paperback edition, which is even longer. I mean, well, it's the same word count, but it's more pages.
More pages. No, so it's brilliant, but it's like you read for ages and you only on the Kindle you move up 1%. It's one of those books. Yeah.
It's why I hate reading on a Kindle. Apart from the fact that they kind of send me to sleep, I never feel like I'm getting anywhere. But at least with pages, I feel like
yes.
See, there's that chunk of pages that I've just read through, and it feels like progress.
Yeah, so I'm still reading it, still enjoying the audiobook when I'm out for my walks. And then my physical paperback that I'm reading is The Morrigan, which is an Irish mythological retelling, which is brilliant. I'm actually nearly finished that now. So next week I'm hoping to add 2 books to my tally. Actually,
Nice.
I felt last week that I should have already reached that point, but I realized we did the catch up on Sunday and now it's Friday, so I feel like I've been robbed of a weekend's worth of reading.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my excuse.
There's a lot you can get done in 3 days. And we are, on the 21st, so it's officially like 3 weeks in. So it's 21 days. About 3.5 books is the right place to be right now. Maybe at 4. Andy, how about you? What do you want?
Seth Ring's newest through Blackstone Publishing. It is sci-fi progression fantasy. Alien invasion, superpowered humans defending against the attack. I'm about 20% of the way in. And it's a whole lot of fun. I mean, it's got that addictive progression fantasy pacing that, it's the beginning of every progression fantasy book ever. Young character wants to be super, isn't, finds something, makes him super. It's pretty easy to get into in that sense.
Sure.
But there's enough unique about it in the sense of the world and all of that it's been really, really fun so far. So hopefully by Monday I'll be done with it. That'll be book 7 and on to book 8 next week.
That's amazing. Mr. Hayes?
So I just finished my 5th book yesterday. I finished reading Legend by David Gemmell yesterday.
Ooh.
Did it hit for you?
I loved it. I completely see the love of Dross and of Gemmell in general, to be honest. So I'll definitely be moving on to the next book, which I already have on my shelf. So
nice. That whole scene with him sitting down with the guy the night before the battle, that is to blame for 2 of my books. I wrote 2 whole books just so I could set up this one meeting between the 2 characters, just to have like that moment, because I loved that one so much.
That's fair. To be honest, I'd be lying if I said that reading that hasn't been like, my God, I've got another story idea in my brain, which is obviously hell because I've got far too many series to already write. So I just finished that yesterday. That was my 5th book. I've started my 4th audiobook. I've started listening to the 3rd Dungeon Crawler Carl book, whatever that's called, number 3. And I haven't picked another paperback book yet. I've got a whole shelf worth of things to read at some point. So tomorrow I will probably peruse and do a mood read. What do I feel like reading?
Nice.
Yeah.
For my 4th book, I'm reading a little thing by some unknown author called Darkblade Protector. And what I gotta say is that I enjoyed Darkblade, and it kind of hit that John Wick, Batman kind of, this is my city kind of feel to it, and it had a lot of good little twists and turns that you totally aren't expecting that keep you going along. However, Protector did everything, Andy, that I was hoping was going to happen, which was, it was like, okay, all that's gone. And you took the bold step of going, nope, bye, and ditched everything that you had done to that point and then took them on a road trip.
It became The Mandalorian and The Witcher, which is really the whole flavor that I loved so much.
Yeah. That's a great comparison.
That's too great.
And it's like you got this whole. Sorry, go ahead, Shauna.
And I'm just saying there's 2 really good comps, like The Mandalorian and The Witcher. Wow.
And him being completely fish out of water in terms of what is expected of him. I am very comfortable killing everybody I meet, but when I'm supposed to take care of somebody, this is not for me. And he's stuck in that role the entire time. And so that's been a ton of fun to read. And I'm a good 75% of the way through it. I've just met the queen, who is not who she appears to be. So it's we're reaching that 3rd act point where it's like, okay, here comes the accelerator.
When shit gets wild. Yeah, that ended up, I didn't realize this as I was writing it. Only looking back, I realized it was my exploration of being a stepfather and all of my struggles being a terrible stepfather and trying my best. I just basically took all of those. Like, there's one scene in there where he yells at the kid. The kid is just being a kid, and he yells at the kid. My son was being a huge dick that day. So I sat down and I wrote the scene, and it was just like, it just came naturally, that whole thing. And then the character felt guilty. So I was like, well, shit, now I feel guilty. I didn't yell at my son, but I really wanted to. So I felt good that, I was slightly better than a half demon when it comes to being a stepfather.
Baby steps, man. You got to take the win where you can.
Exactly.
Right. Quarter demon is fine.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
That's so funny.
So have you guys had any standouts on your team this week? Are there people who have really delivered? Are there people who have done their 5 books over the course? since the last scoreboard? Are there folks who have finished their 5 books long ago, but are still sticking around to go rah-rah for the entire team? Like who's leading the path here?
We've had a few. So, I mean, we have Pris, who I believe has just completed their 10th book, I think they said in the chat, which
God bless Pris.
I mean, that's ridiculous. 10 books in a month is I've just done 5, and that was like a sprint for me. So that's really good. We had I think Jan Godfrey just completed their 5th today, I think.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we've had a few. We've actually had quite a few people completing 5 books, but then being a bunch of beagles, we've also had quite a few people who haven't turned in any books yet because they're just sleeping. That's what we do.
Napping.
It's a beagle nap.
They're absorbing their books just like this. Just
It's fine.
washing over them.
Exactly.
Great runners over short distances. Shauna, how about you?
Yes, we've loads of people now who have finished all 5 books. And then also a big shout out to Melissa because she has read her 5 plus her 5 Ringer books too. So the people who have read all 5 books are Brief and Bold Book Reviews, Abby, Alicia, Katrin, Dubchi, Melissa, and Sabrex. So lots of people reading their 5 books and lots of chat on the Discord, which is nice as well.
Fantastic. Andy?
So last week, it turned out after the podcast, Tori was like, just so you know, I completed my book, but I didn't want to be that guy and kind of, self-props. So mad props to Tori for finishing her books like a week ago. She has basically run the team. I'm a figurehead, right? I am the Japanese emperor, and she is actually running the country, essentially.
You could do a lot worse than Tori to run your country.
Absolutely.
I feel actually more like you're the evil overlord. Is that a better description for you?
I'm the benevolent dictator, we'll say.
Oh, right, okay.
Because despite what I write, I'm much too nice to actually be evil.
Okay.
Also, I believe Doug Sunset, he knocked his books out in like the first week.
Oh,
Esme Rosaline, I think on day 1 she was done with all 5 books.
Yeah. Esme is
I remember
amazing.
a year when Esme read like all 300 of the Spiffbo entries. It was just like that's almost a book a day.
Yeah, no, she is amazing. And then Cinna and Gina, both of them completed all 5 of their reads. But we've got a lot with like 9 points, 8 points, 7 points. So people are getting their books read. We're probably going to hang on to the lead this week. I'm just warning y'all.
First of all, I have to give a shout out to Zin. Zin has been a vocal member of every single readathon we've had, and today is the day that Zin finished his 5th book, which was Children of Gods and Fighting Men. So he had a blast with that. So congratulations, Zin. You've done it once again. Kurumi Panda is done with her 3rd book or 4th book. Grinning Wolf, I think, just turned in her 5th. Books and Brujo, who I thought was gone forever, showed up today an hour and a half ago and turned in their 1st book. So I am so thrilled that Book and Brujo is in it to win it. And in addition, Asphalloth 12, we do have an announcement. Tome Raiders does have a team baby. So congratulations to Asphalloth for not only having a baby at the beginning of the month, but also saying, you know what, I'm still going with the readathon and turning in her points.
Yes, extra well done for doing anything constructive with a new baby.
Yeah.
All right, so we need to let Andy go on vacation. We need to let the UK folks go to bed. So let's go ahead and work our way up from last week. So Rob, then Shauna, then me, then Andy. Rob, how are the Beagles doing? In terms of point total. Oh, did we just lose Rob?
My internet's been really sketchy. It's chipping in and out, but I'm guessing you just asked for the points of the
Point
Beagles.
total, sir.
Okay, so we've leapt up a bit. I've got a feeling the Beagles are still sitting last with the Beagle Nap, but we have jumped up. We're now up to 115 points, which I think we're doing quite well because we've only had 18 people turn in a book so far. Obviously,
that's
a few people turned in more than once. And I know we're supposed to to the Beagles. It's my fault. We're probably still sitting dead last because I've been really activating my ringlet.
There we go. Oh, poor Rob's dropping out left and right. Sorry, man.
And I think dropped out.
Yeah, but the Beagles are doing fantastically given the fact that they only, I almost want to go and gather some more Beagles. Round out that team a little bit more. So, and Madison and Chels are going to be helping Rob with points next week. So Beagles ought to be able to come up. And there goes Rob.
Ooh, bring it on.
Bring it. Shauna, what do you got?
Okay, so we're doing really well. I think we have now submitted 80 books throughout our team, which is good. As I said earlier, like last week, I think we had maybe 10 to 13 people that hadn't turned up. We found most of them, there's now only 3 people that haven't kind of joined in now. So very happy about that. So our total points
Congratulations, Shauna and Kay. Because
yes,
that is not easy to go and kind of gather the lost sheep. So well done.
Yeah, well, that's Kay. That's all her. She's been fantastic. And the total points are 176.
Ooh.
Right.
Oh my God. Okay, so do you know how many books you're at in total right now?
Is that me? We're at 80.
Mm-hmm. You're at 80?
Mm-hmm.
Spectacular. All right. So I have to go next because we were in second place last week. And, Andy plus Tori equals dominance. So we are at 96 total books on the team and just cruising right along. And everybody's just been fantastic. And what's amazing is I think we've only got one person that has not turned in a book yet. So that's spectacular.
Good.
So for points, we are looking at 214 points for the Home Raiders. So Andy, can you edge us out? Are you slightly behind? Where does your team come in?
All right, so I will say Tori has done an amazing job of making a very complicated spreadsheet, which I will pretend to understand. As far as I can tell, she's probably going to have to correct me on this. She's busy, so she didn't see my message. How many points are we at? I think translating this very, very complicated data, we are at 92 books. Ooh. 92 books. So that means we're a couple behind you in terms of numbers. But because of our completion, the number of people who have completed, we're take this with a grain of salt, 214 points. Sorry, 214 and a half points. I don't know where that half came from, but it's definitely there.
Oh my God, Andy. We have to call it a tie.
It's the Andys are winning.
It's the first time.
It's kismet. No, I believe we're at 214 points, and then it says on the sheet, it says Ringers 10. Don't know what that means. I don't know if that translates into 10 more books, 10 more points, but I'm calling it 214 because then if we get 10 extra next week, it puts us ahead. So 214 for the Tome Slayers, including the Tome Slayer Supreme has finished his book, his last book.
And, we've got to put somebody on top. Therefore, as guest, Andy, you will be on top of the list this week. So
Can we
congratulations.
just do like Andy and then Andy and just not say who is who, you know?
Nobody knows.
Because then I can tell my team it's me at the top, and you can tell your team it's you at the top, and then we both definitely win.
Oh, and we made Zin happy. As a tie means it isn't the first time ever in a Keep Our Readathon that he hasn't been first place 2 weeks in a row. We're glad we could make you happy, Zin. Form alliances. I think that's what we need to do. Is we need to start forming alliances and see if we can knock other teams out.
I told you Andy had the Dark Overlord vibes. He's trying to subdue me and me and Rob.
Oh, he's teaming up against me. Ooh. I'm getting echoes of playing Risk with my family.
Oh, yeah. Let me go ahead and cheat at a board game with my family. Oh, no. The man of low character. Okay, so we said that we would be quick. Shauna, you can go to bed. Andy, you can go on vacation. And the rest of us can go have a weekend. We'll see you next time, everybody.